just like that. Everyone, welcome to the live edition of Have Faith, Let It Begin. Give me 5 seconds to cue in Spreaker and all 50,000 fans, and this is how I do it on a daily basis. 4 years ago, I had an opportunity to hit the record button. And on that day, June 16, 2018, a show designed for you, the daily commuter, went live. It's a weekly show, and it's all about faith. It's a show with motivational topics, inspirational stories, and personal testimony set out to change the world. It is my honor, it is my privilege to welcome some of those viewers live for an audience edition. For those of you that are listening on an audio version and you didn't jump onto Zoom, you're missing out. Welcome to Have Faith, Let It Begin, and today's show starts right now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Have Faith, Let It Begin. And it is with great honor that I say welcome to the podcast. We've got Carol, we've got Robin, we've got Panda, we got Chip, we got Dr. E, we got Brian. Thank you so much, guys, for participating. I know that it's a Friday night, but to have you here with me and to do this show, it's just another way of me understanding that what I'm doing and what we're doing is working. So for that, I thank you and welcome. How you guys doing?
Good.
And we're spread out there. So we've got Kentucky, we got Florida, right? Is it Florida?
Yeah.
Got Florida. And we've got a couple people actually that are listening in on audio, but you can't see them here. But they are on with us and they're from Tennessee. So shout outs to Panda. Today I want to talk to you about something that was very important to me. And I stress that I'm going to have a big announcement. So the big announcement is the following. Have Faith, Let It Begin is being watched by a sponsor. For the very first time, I was reached out and we are literally closing out a possible deal which will allow us to go into a different level, a beautiful, inspiring level. And the reason why I wanted to hold off on this is because I wanted to share it with the people that made it possible, you guys. And I can't yet tell you who the sponsor is because we haven't signed the dotted line, but I can tell you it's probably one of the biggest things I've ever experienced. I never thought it would come, and we're this close to signing the deal, and when it does, we will hold a live celebration, and I hope to invite all of you to be here in person as we cut and sign the contract. So that is the big announcement. I will keep you informed, and hopefully it pays off and we go through. Today's episode is the following. Remember when? Do you remember when times were different? When we would wake up in the morning and we felt like we can take on the world. We felt that there was nothing in this world that could happen that would make our lives be different or change our way of thinking. That all changed when COVID came into our lives. For the past almost 2 years, well, pretty much 2 years, we have changed the way we think, the way we sleep, the way we interact, the way we are with one another. Some of our family members have gone on to be with the Lord. They've left us too soon. But one thing that has happened is it made us closer in some ways. Closer because we've had an opportunity to communicate better with each other. Maybe we can't do that in person, but by looking at my screen, we can say the communication has been opened. We're getting closer and closer to the end and getting ready to celebrate the end, hopefully, for good on COVID. But one can't remember or forget to remember the good old days, the past. Remember when we were younger, when we were able to go outside because when we got home from school, our parents said, take off your school clothes and put on your play clothes. Remember when on Friday nights we would turn on maybe NBC and watch things like The A-Team or, Hill Street Blues or The Highway to Heaven. I'm definitely dating myself. Or watching us come to terms with going to the video store like a Blockbuster or a Pick-a-Flick or our local video stores. And we would come home and put the videotape in. And sometimes people wouldn't rewind that tape, which would bother me because you put the movie in and it would get to the end. And we were like, no, rewind it. Remember all the things that have made us happy. Remember waking up on Christmas morning and being that child that ran down the stairs and opening up a gift and realizing that that gift that you wanted came Remember that excitement that we had, that joyfulness? You remember the first time that we gave ourselves over to God? When we said to God, Lord, I need you to be with me. I need you to hold me. Remember the day that we cried when our hearts were broken for the first time. The days that maybe we were bullied. The days that maybe a loved one told you that they don't want to be with you anymore. It's not you, it's me. Remember the days when we would walk over and we'd pick up the paper because our school papers were hand-delivered, and all of a sudden you get that red ink from the teacher and you get that grade that was not the greatest grade, only to walk out and go into cafeteria and have the greatest sandwich or the greatest dessert to fill you up. Remember when we got older and we realized that it was time to leave your family because you have grown up. You got that high school diploma. You decided to be something. And God put this seed in you. And He said, you will be someone. You will be something. Remember when we got to that age and we decided we were going to take a path. We were going to be a firefighter or a lawyer or a doctor. And for some of us, that rang true. For most of us, we went in a different direction. Was that the right door? Was that the right decision? We always think back and say, what could we do different? Would I want to do something different? And then all of a sudden, God plants another seed. Remember when the opportunity came and you found the person of your dreams, only to discover that maybe it's not the right person after all. But you had an opportunity to grow. You learned. You learned from your mistakes. You didn't allow yourself the opportunity to let someone steal your joy. When reality is, maybe there was another door, another path. Remember when we got to the point where we went to church for the very first time in a long time, and you felt that peace come over you. You felt that joy, that passion, and you didn't understand why, only to find out that our Heavenly Father was hugging you right from behind. He placed His hands on your shoulder and He says, I am with you. I believe you. I believe in you. And I will never leave your side. There are many times in our lives, especially mine, where I find myself in a depression, where I find myself missing my best friends. They could be miles away, but I can make a phone call and they make you feel like they're right next to you. Remember when you had the opportunity to make a phone call and speak to your mother or your father or your grandmother, and they would tell you that they were proud of you. They would tell you that they believed in you. And then you remember the day you had to say goodbye. They never left. They've always stayed with us. God has always been with you, has never left your side, has shown you things that maybe you haven't realized is in front of you. So my question to you is, do you remember the last time you thanked God? Do you remember the last time you said, I forgive you because I know you have forgiven me? So today, on this Friday, let us never forget all the things that we've had. Let us never, ever forget all the things that are in front of us and the fact that you can be anything you want to be. But always put God first. And that is the first time I've ever said something to that way. I don't ever preach to people. I don't tell people how to live. But I can guarantee you when you have God in your life, He will take you places. He will show you the right path. He will open new doors, new beginnings. And if you're feeling today as if you've had this burden, this weight, this so-called bag of rocks, as a documentary I heard earlier this year, let's release those rocks. Let's move forward. And let's do it as a family. So, in closing, on this Friday edition, when I close out Have Faith, Let It Begin, but I will stay on with my fellow Zoomers tonight, let us close out with a prayer. And if all of you out there have a prayer, I'm going to pause and allow you the opportunity to make that prayer. So let's do that together. We know that there's so much out there, and we know that you are only here to show us the right way. So Lord, I ask you to continue to pray for those that didn't make the Zoom, those that are going to be traveling, those that are going to be asking for forgiveness. Allow them in. Allow them to know that you exist. Allow them to know that you have never left their side. And we ask this of you in your name, and we thank you for all that you've given us. And we close out by saying the following. Have Faith, Let It Begin is on its 4th year. Have Faith, Let It Begin is not going anywhere. Have Faith, Let It Begin welcomes the challenges from the evil and lets that evil know that no matter what you throw at us, no matter what obstacles you're going to throw my way, this host, this show, my God, will always be the champion, will always be the person that will never, ever let you win. Enjoy your evening for those of you on the audio edition, and never forget, have faith, let it begin. Thank you for listening to another episode of Have Faith, Let It Begin. That's right, Ariel, we're done with another show, and it's always great to have this show with you, my love. You know, we're going to encourage each and every person to listen to our show every single weekday. That's right, you and I are going to help change the world. Do you think that you can do that for me? Huh? Yeah, you know you can. She does. We want to let you know, and yes, we encourage you to listen to our show each and every weekday, and it's going to be live at 7:30. Make sure you're subscribed to our show. Make sure you get ready, fasten those seatbelts, because Ariel and I and my family are going to bring you a new topic, a new story each and every day, right? Isn't that right, Ariel? Yeah. And she's smiling at me. Guys, enjoy your day.